Hi everybody, how's it going? My name's Tavares Hooper, and today I did something really irresponsible. I bought a Volvo from the 90s. Just enjoying a nice meal. Before I go out, and I show y'all my latest purchase. And today, let's just check the weather really quick. Yeah. I might not die today. Let me just finish up my meal here, and we'll get out to the garage and see what we got.
Goldie, the hell? You've been evicted. Well, here we are at Goldie 240 headquarters, and as you can see, the door is shut, but Goldie is outside. So what could be concealed behind door number 1? Oh. Now I'm willing to bet a whole entire $1 that at least 5 of the 10 people that consistently watch this channel are sitting here wondering to themselves what prompted the purchase of this beautiful specimen of a 1997 Volvo 850 non-turbo and 5-speed manual. Now, if you're at all familiar with the P80 platform of Volvo cars, that is the Volvo 850, the S and V70s, then you'll be probably familiar with a YouTuber who we all know and appreciate, known as Robert DIY, who takes great pride and care into restoring and keeping these specific cars running and on the road. He personally believes that this is one of the best cars ever made. Now, Goldie has been my personal car and my daily driver for a little over a year now, while turning plenty of heads and getting me plenty of places rather reliably. Unfortunately, Goldie's air conditioning system just is not up to snuff to be converted over to R134A, and the cost to replace the entire air conditioning system in this car, along with the labor, because I would want a shop to do it. I don't know anything about how to repair air conditioning or how to install or uninstall any of that stuff, so I would leave a shop to do it since I am inexperienced. I got a couple of quotes and found that it was substantially more than I thought it would be. It would basically be a down payment on a whole brand new car. So I said to myself, screw it. Why don't I just go ahead, take that money, go ahead and put the money down on a new car? Long story short, my credit was denied and I was not able to put down for financing on a brand new vehicle as I intended to. So that's where this white car comes into play. I was pretty upset at being denied credit because I had hoped to be getting an even newer Volvo car than the one I had now. I planned on staying with the brand as I like Volvo cars a whole lot. They're very safe, and I don't know what it is that attracts them to me. My brain is just nerdy like that. Being kind of disappointed at being denied, I was browsing Craigslist, more window shopping to sort of soothe my soul than anything, and then this popped up. Now, I have a friend and a couple of other friends who have owned one of these cars in the past. Considers it to be one of the worst cars that he's ever owned. It had basically all of the problems that these cars eventually develop all at one time, and it was just overwhelming, I imagine, for him to have to deal with the financial burden of getting it put all back together, as well as having to drive it to work every single day and work to put even more money into it just to get it to a point where he would be comfortable driving it. And he did not like that car, not one single bit. And whenever I brought this to him, he was very quick to let me know what an awful decision that I had made. So I'm here in this video showing off exactly what I got for all $1,600 instead of $600. I spend $1,000 more and come back with this. Okay, so we are now inside of the car. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. Get that AC blowing. And yes, this is what initially attracted me to this car. I know y'all can't feel that, but that is icy, icy cold air conditioning. And, yeah, it is not playing around outside today. So, if you watch a lot of Robert DIY's videos, then you will be kind of familiar with the things that typically go wrong, or the things that typically need to be fixed inside of these cars. Because before I even thought about owning one of these model of cars, I would watch his videos just to listen to him talk about these cars, because the way that he talks about these cars is very passionate, and you can tell that he loves and appreciates this platform a whole very lot, and so it's always very satisfying to listen to somebody who knows what they're talking about talk about their stuff. I realize I do have a check engine light on here. I've already checked that out on my ODB2 sensor, which plugs in there. That is the carbon system for the exhaust has these J-tubes that go bad. It doesn't affect the performance of the car so much as it makes it not pass inspection. Something that can be taken care of because, well, it passed inspection. So, what all do we got here? Let's take a look. The normal things, you got your dashboard that wants to run away on you. When you drive around, it creaks. But it's not as bad as a lot of the other ones that I've seen. And maybe with a little bit of TLC, I can get that to go back down, or just leave it as it is and don't mess with it in case I make it any worse. Sometimes this likes to fall down and do that, but if you like push it up and you push right there, it'll typically stay up. Let's see, well, my front windows go down. And fun fact, the rear windows don't even make it halfway down. Oops. Got a little bit of weather stripping hanging down there. And as you can see, my headliner is kind of pooching and coming down. But I don't know if you saw inside of the garage there, I already have a replacement that I plan on putting up and fixing that very soon, actually. That is, in fact, the premium sound system. The thing about this car, though, is I have the 5-speed, and the reverse is in the correct spot where it ought to be. The thing I don't like, though, is I don't have an aux jack in here, so I can't plug in my iPod, and I'm only stuck with professionally authored CDs. So this is my CD case from my very first car ever. My 1969 Beetle that I built whenever I was 15 years old. And yeah, this is all the shit that I used to listen to driving around in that car. Yeah, feel free to make fun of me all you like. This car, I do not have such a luxury. It doesn't like CDRs at all. I tried. I also have a lot of these shoulda worked harder slots. This is kind of weird. There's only one door lock switch in this entire car, and it's right here. I get rear defrost and mirror defrost, but only at the same time. Never one or the other. I actually really like this switch. This is a very well thought out switch. It's the switch that turns on all the lights in the entire car. If you press the sunroof switch this direction, it opens that much. Just slide this rest of the way back and you'll see, whoop, we got ourselves a little smoking sunroof here. And then if you hit it again, oh, it goes back down. But then if you hit that one more time, hey, it doesn't go all the way back. First time, you gotta hit it one more time, and then it goes all the way back, and then your passengers will be having their hair your rear passengers will be having their hair blown all over the place. Let's just go ahead and close that back. Ah, that's much better. Man, what a stupid feature to have in Texas. The back seat of this car is a very comfortable place to be, actually. As long as you're not in the middle seat. But, yeah. I can just, like, stretch out for miles here. I'm basically laying down right now. Yeah. Here's a fun little fact that you can bring up while you're at Cars and Coffee next. Should you ever get locked in the trunk of a Volvo 850, you are kind of screwed. In the sense of opening up this back latch here and freeing yourself jumping out the back of the car. Of course, that would be way, way too unsafe. That wouldn't be very safe at all. That'd be dangerous to you and to other drivers and possibly to the person who kidnapped you. So, of course, what they've given you is these orange latches that allow you to... or not. Maybe you could just kind of push this down here and, well, I don't quite know what those do. And I think that they broke whenever I touched them. So, yeah, should you ever get kidnapped in a Volvo 850, you're a little bit screwed. Or unless you were to try to get your driver pulled over by unplugging the taillights back here through this little compartment. But of course, that would be horribly dangerous as well. So, I wouldn't recommend that. Well, that's all fine and dandy, you may be saying, but what is so wrong with it to make it worth the price that you bought it for, Jeff? I mean, Robert DIY says very strictly in his video where he talks about how he goes about looking and finding for these cars and what you should pay for them and whatnot. And he says that one of these in solid running condition with a good engine and a good transmission should sell for at least $2,500 to $4,500. Well, for one, it's the year 2018, and this car is old, and for about that price, if you're looking on Craigslist of all places, you're going to find a lot of other way newer cars for in and around that price that have way less miles on them and are in, substantially better condition. But not to say that this is in bad condition, but it has some cosmetic deficiencies, obviously. It's got this dent in the front from hitting something in a parking lot shopping cart. It also has this trim coming off. It's got some dents and dings right back here somewhere. I can't find them right now. This plastic used to be the same color as this plastic, and now it isn't anymore, and it looks more like Tony the Tiger's ass. And of course, the white bumpers need to be repainted and detailed back to their original luster. I would like to get the sunroof resealed, reseated. See, it's kind of cockeyed here. Just small little niggling things. Oh, and also front sway bar end links, I believe. A little bit needing to be brought up to snuff cosmetically. Some minor maintenance on the engine that I would like to get done to bring that up to snuff, but all the electronics work. I got some great tires, the rims look fantastic, it's tinted, the AC works, and I think that I got myself a pretty smashing deal. And now the only thing left to do is give it a name. I sort of want to keep with the theme. So, as we have here, Goldie 240, this car shall now and forever be known as Whitney 850. So Whitney is going to be getting some work done, mostly on the interior, and I'm going to be working pretty hard to save up money to get the exterior cosmetics taken care of as well, as they are just a little bit more extreme. But other than that, the car runs and drives fantastically. And I plan on continuing to take very good care of it and continue the scheduled maintenance and then some, and really just attempt to keep this car on the road as long as humanly possible. So I really hope that y'all enjoyed this little tour of Whitney 850. And if y'all are interested in seeing more videos about Whitney, let me know. If you want to see more videos about Goldie, there's a few things on Goldie that I'm going to be taking care of before we sort of start slowing down on the videos on Goldie, because Goldie is no longer being insured. I can't really drive this car around legally at all, but I'm still registered and inspected until May of next year. So who knows? Maybe we can do something with Goldie. If you have any ideas of what I should do with this car, let me know down in the bad place below. And everybody, give a good warm welcome to Whitney 850.